Hi, this is Trey Pass. I'm going to do a review, with spoilers, of course, of Stargirl Season 3, Episode 11, called The Haunting. I didn't do this last week, which I should have did it. It was Thanksgiving week. I was on vacation, and I didn't do this, so I'm going to do it now because we're coming up to the last episode of Stargirl, which is going to be this week, and I will be doing a stream talking about it, Season 3, on Saturday, on the 10th, so stay tuned for that, okay, at 9 o'clock. Anyway, this episode is called The Haunting. This is the episode, because the last episode ended with the Crocs getting killed by Jordan. It was revealed that he was the person that was actually watching everybody in town with the cameras and stuff. Again, I thought it was the Dragon King, but then we saw the Ultra Humanite, and then we saw, well, it couldn't be him because Ultra Humanite is a big guy. So, and the person that was watching the cameras is a smaller guy, smaller frame, and of course that turned out to be Jordan McKent, which is, blew my mind. I didn't see that coming. I thought Icicle was long gone, but he wound up he lured the Crocs down to the sewer where he was, and he killed them. Yeah, killed them together, which was really messed up. And this episode begins with Artemis coming to Courtney's house and actually asking, have they seen her parents? Okay, and then we see Artemis, Yolanda, Beth, and Courtney actually tracking Sportsmaster's mask. They actually, and it pings down to the sewer, and they climb down the sewer, and they're looking, and then they come down into the room where Jordan was watching the cameras and stuff, and they see a bunch of material down there. It looks like dust and stuff, and then we see Sportsmaster's mask there, and Beth, she has the goggles on, and she says, "Courtney, this is human remains." And of course, when she picks up the mask, Artemis knows that's her parents, and she lets out a blood-curdling scream when she realizes that, that's her parents, and her parents have been killed. And it's just so heartbreaking. You felt so bad for Artemis that, she lost both her parents. That other episode, she got news that she got a full scholarship to go to Nebraska, and her parents are so proud of her, and then all of a sudden they're dead. The next thing, they're missing and they're dead. And then she finds out she's dead. She actually finds their remains. And it's just so heartbreaking for her. And then we cut to a scene of Jordan McKent coming to his parents' house. And, his mom sees him, and then of course, she's ecstatic, and the father, and then, of course, Cameron sees him, and he tells him what happened, with them battling the JSA and stuff, and Cameron's under he's under the impression, because Courtney made him think that he was the one that killed, that she was the one that killed his father, Jordan, but actually he told him no, it was actually Mike that did it, but Courtney was doing it just to protect him, but he says he's come, he's seen the error of his ways, and he wants peace now. He said he made a lot of mistakes, and he wants to start fresh, and he wants to, tell everybody he wants to start fresh. He doesn't want to be a villain anymore. He wants to start fresh. Of course, nobody's believing that. At least I'm not believing that. And then we see him, Barbara coming to work, and she actually sees all the people crowded around, and the lady tells her, "Listen, he's back. It's a miracle. He's back." And then the people thin out, and then we see it's Jordan. And of course, Barbara is actually, she's stunned because she thought he died like everybody else did. And he tells her, "Listen, I just want peace and everything else." And she's not buying it. Okay, she's not buying it at all that he's reformed and stuff. And of course, she tells Pat. Okay, and then Pat, tells Courtney. And we have Cameron come into the house, explaining to Courtney that his father wants peace, but Courtney said, "Listen, it was him that killed the Crocs," and Cameron says, "Listen," he explained that he said he thought they were coming to attack him, because he was wearing a mask and stuff, so he attacked them first, but Courtney's not buying it. Okay, she's still not buying it. She's still saying, he thinks he's still evil, and she's, he tries to, talk to her, and they wind up kissing, but you can tell she's still not buying this Reform Act by Jordan. And later on in the episode, she actually, they actually meet in the street by the portrait that that Cameron drew of his father, Jordan McKenna, and he's telling her that she changed his mind, that over the year that he was trying to get better and stuff, and he tells early in the episode how it took him a while to reform himself after because they even show a little thing of a flashback of last season when Mike hit him with the car and he basically melted into water, and he basically he said it took him a while to reform. He wasn't sent. He couldn't really think, but it took him a while to reform, and he had to put on that that suit to heal himself. And you even see in the beginning of the episode where he pulls off the glove and he forms his hand back, and you can tell he's still in a little bit of pain. But he said he's having that discussion with Courtney. He said, "Listen, Courtney," he said, "you matter to me because my son cares for you." He said, "You taught me that people can change and stuff, because what you did with the Crocs and everything else, heroes and villains fighting together." He said he's been watching all that. So he's telling that, but again, like I said, Courtney's not really buying that, what he did and stuff, because she knows what he did, how he killed, in the first season, remember he killed the teenage son of his fellow ISA member. He killed the son on the highway. He killed him. He actually killed that whole family. The mayor, he killed the mayor and his wife. Even after the wife left town, he tracked her down and killed her. So Courtney's not buying it, that act that he's reformed and stuff. And then later we also see in this episode, Jakeem and Mike in their room, in Jakeem's room, and they're talking and stuff. And then all of a sudden Cindy pops up in the room, and she comes in and says, "Listen, yeah, let's team up. I know you said that before, but let's team up." And of course, Jakeem is super excited. It's a funny scene because Cindy comes in the room and then she sits on his bed and she says, "Let's team up." And he said, "Yeah, okay," and they're happy. And of course, Jakeem is like elbowing Mike, says, "She's sitting on my bed." It's a funny scene with them. And so I'm happy that they got those three characters together, and hopefully they'll be interacting in the next 2 episodes a lot. So I like that they got their team, at least that way they keep the city involved. And we still didn't see, the only person who didn't see is Rick. Rick, we seem to think that he's still suffering the effects, because remember the last time we saw him, he was yelling at Beth and her parents when they told him, she told him to maybe take off the hourglass and stuff. And so he's still, taking that eliminator out there has really been affecting him. And maybe the next episode they'll explain what's wrong with him and what's happening to him. Okay, and also we have to talk about Sylvester. Sylvester, once he finds out that Icicle's alive, he loses. He said, "Listen, I'm killing him." He said, "I don't care." Okay, he killed me. He said, I'm not having it." Because Jordan actually offers to help work with the JSA to track down the Ultra-Humanite. Okay, and he tries to explain that the Ultra-Humanite, obviously was enemies of the JSA, and also he's enemy of the ISA because they wouldn't take him in to to their evil group either. And so he said, "Listen, I can help you. I can team up with you whenever you want to go after him. I'll help. Just let me know." But like I said, Courtney's not having it, and Sylvester Starman ain't having it either. He's saying, "Listen, at first chance I get, I'm killing him. I'm taking him out." Okay. And there's a really sad scene towards the end of the episode where you see Artemis. She's in the room in her house and she's looking at the pictures of her parents and stuff, and she picks up the weight and she just throws it at the wall, and she breaks down and crying. And then you see Barbara come in and says, come back to my house." She said, "You shouldn't be alone. You shouldn't be in the house by yourself," which is just a really heartbreaking scene, because like I said, she lost both of her parents in one shot. Okay. And this just breaks your heart that she's just, she lost both of her parents in one shot. Okay, and she had parents that truly loved her and stuff and was all in for her. So that was like heartbreaking. And then we see at the end, the great end scene, you see Jordan McKent, he's standing by the woods, and then we hear, big sounds of somebody coming, somebody big. And then, of course, coming through the trees is the Ultra-Humanite, and Jordan tells him, "It's time." Okay. And then it cuts off that way. So, so we obviously know that Jordan's working with the Ultra-Humanite. Okay, we know he's not trying to take him down, and obviously he's working it, and part of it, he wants revenge against the JSA for defeating him. That's what he wants. That's what I think. So, anyway, that was a good episode. Lots of things happening in there, and I felt so bad for Artemis, losing her parents, and she's actually one that, she was with them when, at least, she has the Pat and Barbara there to, and Courtney and them to be around so she won't be alone. I'm glad Barbara went there and tell her to come. No, come to my house. You can't stay by yourself because that's just memories that's gonna just destroy you. I mean, losing both her parents like that. I just felt so bad for her, and I'm glad Courtney is not buying the Jordan his be good act. She's not buying that at all, which I don't blame her. And Sylvester's out of control because he said he's not having it. He said he's going to kill him first chance he gets. Okay, because Courtney was trying to reason with him, even though she doesn't trust Jordan. She was trying to talk sense to him, but he said, I'm not having it. He said, I'm killing him the first chance I get. Okay, I said, well, I'm taking him out. Okay, so we have that. So we got 2 more episodes to go for the show, which I hope. We found out that the show got canceled by the CW, the new people that bought it. So I'm hoping another streaming service picks it up because this show is just so good it can't end. It was just 3 seasons. I want more. Okay, but anyway, let me know what you think. Episode 11, The Haunting of Stargirl, season 3, episode 11. Let me know what you think of it. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. You can check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my patrons for supporting me. Always have my back. Again, my patrons only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on it. I got DC shows on there, Marvel shows on there. I got Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Book of Boba Fett. I got all 4 parts of Zack Snyder, Just League, The Boys season 3. Follow the link to the Patreon down below and check it out. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care.